I greet you and take compliment of the season. Leadership, like we do say, is a price that many are not willing to pay that price. When we meet those that pay the price of leadership, we celebrate them as microcosm of what true leadership and selfless services is to our people. Of course, in our program today, the Honorable, we have the ample privilege to speak with a man that we believe is selfless in his style of leadership, a man that has contributed immensely to the growth of Ifako Ijaiye and Lagos State at large, and of course had made input to certain groups to development. Is no other person than Honorable Prince Gboyega Salvador. He has done Ifako Ijaiye great, and of course we feel necessary to celebrate him in this season. Good to have you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes.
Let me just quickly correct you. My name is Gboyega Salvador-Adebayo. Yes, Salvador-Adebayo is a compound name. Okay. So Salvador is not on his own. Okay. It's Salvador-Adebayo.
Alright, sir.
I was Gboyega Adebayo before I did change of name to incorporate Salvador. So you can't cut off Adebayo now.
Yes, thank you for that correction. Sir, I want you to introduce yourself to our viewers wherever they are and tell us something about this season.
Well, you've already introduced me. My name is Gboyega Salvador-Adebayo. I'm a prince of both Lagos State and Woodstock. I went to primary school here in Lagos, Yaba Methodist School. I had my secondary education in the former Oyo State, now Osun Methodist High School, Elisha. I did OND at IDA, OND in accountancy. I did HND in accountancy at the University of Science and Tech, Port Harcourt. So I've been traversing this country. I did my youth service at Maiduguri Flower Mills in Port Harcourt. And ever since I came back, I was a staff of Lagos State Market Development Board. After qualifying as a chartered accountant in 1987, I decided to move into the private sector. I worked in a practicing firm. I've worked with the bank. I've worked in the various manufacturing industries, both construction, building road. I've been at Aba building roads. I've been at Abuja on construction too, road building and so on. So we're at WAPCO in excavation. I was there as admin and finance manager with a company attached to them. So I decided to go into politics where I was the chief accountant of Christie PLC in Napapa. And decided to humble myself and come down to the level of the ward chairman to start understanding the people you want to govern. So I grew from there to the level you see me. I said, I'm not coming in for appointment really. All I wanted to know is know more about the people and see how we can improve.
All right, sir. I was about asking you at what point did you decide to come into politics? What was this pushing aura to come into politics to serve the people, knowing fully well how troublesome the grassroots may be at times?
Well, let me tell you the truth. My dad was against my going to politics. My family were against. In fact, at a point they had to go and meet late Kabiyesi Hamzat to inquire why I'm with him and that they don't want me to do politics. My daughter reported me to everybody. Why should I do that? I wasn't like I used to be. Because really before I went into politics, I have my master's. I'm a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Taxation, fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accounts. I'm a member of the Nigerian Institute of Management. So I have my career going. Okay. But you see, my mentor and leader, Kabiyesi Hamzat, told me that the point I got to in politics and in my profession, I have to take one. That one must go for the other. I can't marry the two. Okay. So I had to decide to leave my profession and face politics squarely. And see, what's the interest in politics? The interest is basically humanity. How do you help the people around you? How do you develop the people around you, make a better living out of the situation we have? So I said I made that choice, and ever since I've not looked back. I don't have any regrets.
Because I was about asking of some of the challenges you've encountered over this number of years.
Quite a number, but it's not even across, but it's within your party.
Yes.
Most of the problems you have is within the party, and well, thank God we have a leader like Kabiyesi Hamzat, who's level-headed and cool, very wise. Because most of it, he will say, take it calmly. Pretend you didn't notice what happened. But it's unfortunate that you are in the same party with people that are so hostile that you even think the hostility is not the kind of hostility they put across to each other within the party is not as much as the type they will even put to the opponents. So when you are now about going for election, you now start setting elders and leaders up to go and reconcile. Why did you create the problem in the first that
within the same party?
So, and that has been a running sequence. I kept on looking at it. If you look at Ifako Ijaiye, go around, you see the level of poverty there.
Strike me.
I've been a member of the cabinet. I was the special advisor for the Parastatal Monitoring Office before. As the first special advisor they will have there. They never have a cabinet member there before. Normally, you don't go to cabinet and come back and live in the midst of the people. As I know, most of my colleagues keep on asking me, how do you cope? How do you manage among them? I tell them, well, I went in because of them, not because I wanted to make money. Because if you are talking about money, I've made money before coming in. I have more than 3 houses.
Okay.
Before starting politics, I have about 5 cars. My wives have their cars. My daughter, my first child, is about 34, 35. She's a chartered accountant. She's a fellow. She has all the qualifications I had.
We hope she's not coming to politics too, sir.
She was attending meeting with me, but along the line, she decided she wanted to relocate. She's in Texas now. Okay. She's doing well. She has her own financial institution. She's doing well. So,
you've made mention of being in the Parastatal Monitoring Office sometime with the erstwhile governor of Lagos State in person of Mr. Fashola at the time. What will your assessment be, to this present administration, 7 months from the time they came in?
There's nothing to compare yet. The 2 of them are products of BRF too.
What does that mean?
The 2 of them are colleagues.
Okay.
The governor worked with Fashola in his first term. The deputy worked the 2 terms with Fashola. So, what comparison do you want to make now? It's just 7 months into, and you see the rot we made. It's a big rot because you see, unfortunately, when decisions are being taken, I don't think maybe the leadership get sentimental at times when they want to take decisions, because I believe decisions about who becomes governor should go beyond issues of sentiments. The choice of somebody, then I was against it. I never liked the idea, and I had my own reason. Forget the fact that KOH then was the son of my benefactor. Okay. What I kept on hammering on is what they are now given as an excuse why they removed him. I told them right from the beginning that this guy was never in the cabinet. You are talking of continuity. When Tinubu was choosing BRF was part and parcel of his system. So he knows the blueprint.
Okay, and there was need for continuity at the point.
So BRF took over. When you want to bring in Ambode was never a member of cabinet, and that's the major issue. Because he was never a part of the cabinet, he doesn't even know what was going on deep in the cabinet level. Okay. So he came in, he started doing, he wanted to perform. So the fault, I refuse to agree that the fault is that of Ambode. The error is from there is nobody. The people that were there to guide him, he saw himself above them. Because you made him the oga of those people that are supposed to guide him. So it is hard. He didn't want to hear from them. Maybe they want him to make mistakes. So he started his own blueprint. And we saw the result. Everything is like taking Lagos back 20 years.
Well, this is
so the 7 months you are talking about,
yes,
you can't start assessing them now. Okay. You give them, see, everybody has taken the step back in reverse. So when you stop the vehicle from reverse, you first have to move to the level it was before talking of achievement. So what they are doing now is basically repair job. I feel for the two of them. It's not easy. You met an empty coffer. The whole roads are bad. The whole system has almost collapsed. The laws are not being kept. The traffic laws, everything. The whole place is filled up with miscreants. Security, robbery has gone to level 0. By the time these people are coming in, you see the kind of crimes that are going on around. So they have to find a way to bring us back to the level first before talking of improving.
All right, sir. What do you think, based on what you've just said now, should be done to mature these men, to get to the leadership of a state? What should the committee, if there is anything that way done to mature them?
I believe we learn from past decisions. Okay. I'm sure the people that took decision about Ambode then would have seen the error. Okay. You understand? I mean, governance transmatters all these about people. Despite the huge effort the governor and his deputy are putting in, virtually all the roads are being repaired at a very fast pace with little or nothing in their hands. The house, all their members are running left, right, center to cool down the tempo, talk to the constituents and make them feel happy. But it will take some time for you to start saying you want to see the benefits of what they are doing. The people repairing the roads are doing both in the night, afternoon, all day. They don't have any of it.
Just to put things in place.
For the 4 years of our body, I didn't see any road being repaired. I was shouting there.
But we were busy celebrating flyovers everywhere.
Of course, he built flyovers. Yes, he did. He did. Don't make that mistake. I told you, he has his own agenda outside of that of the state, because he was not part of the state. He did. You can point to things he did in his own way, but unfortunately you can't start constructing independent of the foundation. He did. The bridge he built in Gboyega, where does he lead? Tell me, all the projects he went and launched, are they complete? So you built roads that leads to nowhere?
All right, at this point I want to tell our viewer that we are speaking with in this program, we are speaking with Honorable Prince Gboyega Salvador-Adebayo. Of course, that name was corrected at the intro of this program. He happened to be the chairman of Landing Fee Collection Authority. We will be speaking with him on other issues that has to do with Ifako Ijaiye when we return from this break. Stay with us.
Appreciation. To God be the glory, great things he has done.
Yeah, welcome back from the break. I do tell us that when we return, we will be talking with the Honorable on the position of Ifako Ijaiye on so many issues. Sir, good to have you again on this second segment. Ifako Ijaiye happened to be a local government to reckon with when it comes to election. Now, is there anybody representing this local government as a commissioner? Because I made some research. I asked friends and colleagues, who is representing, who is a commissioner for us? I happen to live in Ifako Ijaiye too. Who is our commissioner? I was pointed to nobody. So what happened? They produced, they delivered during elections, and this time for appointment, what happened?
Well, like I said, we have issues with the leaders. It's a leadership decision. Nobody asked the local government to go and bring a commissioner. No local government in Lagos can say they sat down and decided they wanted to put a commissioner. So the leaders decide who they want to pay back, who they don't want to repay. It's their decision, they are the ones that decided. Moreover, Ifako Ijaiye is well known for petition writing. You understand what I'm talking about?
The local government in Lagos State.
So there are rumors that there are petitions. I'm not really bothered. Candidly, I'm not bothered. Because even if there are petitions, you expect the leaders to investigate.
Okay.
You don't use that as an excuse to devalue the efforts of your people. For 4 nights I didn't sleep, watching over votes. I'm not the one contesting for governor. I'm not going to be the deputy governor.
Okay.
So I was there on ground. We have to go to Central Bank with INEC. I couldn't sleep until they dispersed the ballot papers. After voting, I have to go back to the field to ensure that at least about 6 booths are here in my place in Gboyega. We have about 3 around my house in Iju. So I have to traverse the 2 and still run back to INEC. Now you do that kind of job for a party, not considering even the extent of the amount and the time your effort in campaigning. Consider the people involved. And at the end of the day, now here there are some miscreants, people that cannot point to any residents in that local government, are now going around writing petitions to satisfy some level of leadership in the party. You start wondering, really, why do I need to waste my time? I don't really need it. To tell you the truth, if I have any appointment, is to better the life of the people. If my colleagues, if we are all given accommodation outside the local government, I have a house I can go and live in. I don't have to be here. Each festival, there's no way I'll spend less than 4 million. I'm not adding anything from the state. For the 4 years that I was sitting after PRF cabinet, there was no festival that they did not come to me to collect gift items.
Okay, sir.
And there's no way you want to give gift items, you give less than 500, 600. Because the poverty level is high, you can see it, you feel it.
You feel it.
Now, you now say some pity, maybe a tailor or whatever, one idiot will now start writing petition, going around looking for, and then the leadership will say there are petitions against somebody in Ifako Ijaiye because of that they are stepping in that. But when there is work, they don't remember petition.
They don't remember. But what is the compensation from the states to Ifako Ijaiye, despite the turnout during the elections?
The leadership of the state can talk about that.
Okay.
For me, I've repeatedly told people that there's limits to everything.
Because during the election, I happened to be one of the top staff that INEC, engaged to monitor this election. So we were traversing certain communities in Lagos, and of course, Ifako Ijaiye. We'll be moving from here. We discovered that within Ifako Ijaiye, they gave this enormous support to make sure that things work well. Of course, one should think of compensation from the center after the elections.
It's the way you thought. And that's one of the reasons when they stupidly said they wanted to go and play football. I ignored, because it shows they are not using their heads. I have problem with the leadership in Ifako Ijaiye and the followership too.
Okay.
We did an election. This is an election year. The CDCs, the members of the public, are complaining that why are you people not rewarded? So who do we go to if we have need for assistance? Even the party members don't have anywhere to go. Then the next thing for the party leadership will be to organize a football match. To do what? Maybe to show how stupid you are or what?
Maybe to while away their time.
Which time do you have really?
Time, yeah.
Look, I for one have spent 20 years in this party. Whether we are from one party to the other, we spent 20 years behind the leadership. I have stories to tell. It's because I was a member of this party that Asiwaju then as a governor asked me to step down as the bursar of LASU. He did an interview, I came first. He told me I'm still a young boy, I should drop it for somebody else. He said they should organize another interview for me to take deputy. But unfortunately the VC died before the result came out. Unfortunately for me, I don't want to pick it up. Because why should I take a deputy and then people in my local government will be expecting me to perform?
Okay.
How would I be able to, for God's sake? So I decided to take another appointment.
And forgo that.
Now, if that same party, that same leader is being told by somebody who is a tailor, is now writing petition against that same person that you asked to step down as a bursar, that he didn't have qualification. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to imagine the vocabulary that will be used by this tailor to express this stepping down people, that will really qualify authority to listen to such a...
Let me tell you candidly, I don't believe these people are consequential.
Okay.
I told you, I decided it was my decision to start from the ward. I'm a prince in Lagos. I know where to go. I know who to go and meet. I said I wanted to study what is going on around me. I'm not here because I want to make the money. Forget about that.
All right, sir.
The issue primarily is to develop the local government.
All right, sir.
For me as a person, it's a passion. When Asiwaju came in, the work on ground is for Williams. It's Justice Forum that decided they will use Asiwaju against Williams.
Okay.
It was a tough battle here in Ifako Ijaiye. It wasn't easy for us. The ground, the strength on the ground is basically for Williams.
At
that time. We didn't find it easy. Now we were told by Aregbe then that our names are in the computer. They will reward us. Now I want you to ask them, where was Akinwumi then?
But where was this computer?
That's the problem. It became a mirage.
Okay.
Now, Akinwumi, they brought in Akinwumi, who was not part of the system.
At the time, yeah.
You're having Ikpaye was working as a teacher. How can he suddenly be calling him a leader? A leader of who? You have all sorts of people. Have I seen this? I have this problem. These are not people that fought with us. They were people we fought against for Asiwaju. So it's the same Asiwaju now that you are now using his power, his energy, his strength, his support to elevate the people we overpowered for him against us.
What an irony.
And you now expect the people to be really... No, it's not an issue. Yoruba said that the people that you cannot fight, you leave them to God. You understand basically, as far as I'm concerned, I look at the rot on the ground, I laugh. Dr. Jah, he performed veritably well to some people. I brought Dr. Jah to politics in Lagos. Aregbe is still alive, and Asiwaju is still alive. I'm the one that wrote to recommend Dr. Jah. I lied because I wanted to have an elderly person that is taken along the same line to develop the local government. I brought him into prominence. So who are the people they are bringing up to tell me? Who are the people talking about leadership in Ifako Ijaiye? Which leadership? Who are they talking about?
All right, sir. It's a very serious issue to talk about at this point. Of course, we are still on this program, the Honorables. I want to move away from some of these things for now because I know that there are so many things to talk about with you. But as a stakeholder in Ifako Ijaiye, some couple of weeks, precisely on the 23rd of this December, His Excellency came to commission about a network of 31 roads in Ujokoro. But looking at Ifako Ijaiye here, there are so many roads that require attention. What happened What happened? What should we do? What counsel will you either give to the authority of the local government, or how do we beckon to the government of the state to come to the rescue of Ifako Ijaiye?
These are issues. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, when they are coming to open the roads, should they have said they are coming to open roads in Ojokoro, or they are coming to Ifako Ijaiye? They should have said they are coming to Ifako Ijaiye. Ojokoro is a development arm of it. Out of 11 wards that make up the federal constituency of Ifako Ijaiye, Ojokoro is just 5 wards. So, what's the mentality in Ojokoro having 31 roads? And you cannot point to 10 roads in the remaining 6 wards that makes up Ifako Ijaiye?
In the mother local government.
So, what's the rationality? Originally, when they said they are coming to open the roads, I have my reservations. I don't want to. Well, nobody informed me. Later stage, late in the night, I got a call. Now, we have to look at it politically again. Somebody must take up the leadership mantle. So I had to call. I didn't sleep until 2 a.m. because I had to start calling the party chairman, the members of the party, the councillors, all of them, to tell them to get themselves prepared and mobilized to come to Ojokoro, because Ojokoro is part and parcel of Ifako Ijaiye. Whoever is arranging Ojokoro alone for that thing means they don't know the history. So history comes into play in what we are talking about. So what I said about somebody is still what you are saying, panning out. Okay. If you are initiating 31 roads, who did you consult in the local government? Who advised you to do 31 roads in one section? Out of 11 wards, you said to do in 5 wards.
But we have a chairman, so to speak, in Ojokoro, who's supposed to be reporting to Ifako Ijaiye if we were to follow the way it should be done. I don't think
things don't run that way, really. They are independent. But then, even though they are independent, some of us traverse the two local governments. Here in Ojokoro, I have more than 4 or 5 properties. In Judea, in Ifako Ijaiye, I have about 3 or 4. I've never seen myself as Ifako Ijaiye or Ojokoro. It's a federal constituency. But you see, what you said, I had to arrange a mild protest that day. Put it on, make arrangement for a banner, put it there, remind them that they've not touched Ifako Ijaiye.
Because I was about saying that we saw a copy of your
I told them to make some, not only mine, I paid for so many banners. I told them to do banners overnight, make sure the banners are in place, let the governor and his deputies see that they have to come to Ifako Ijaiye to do something. Because look, it's getting to a level where I don't even know what to tell the people of Ifako Ijaiye again. Those that are voting, what do you now tell them is the gain of that local government? Their children we cannot assist. Those that are even followers that are politicians, they are dying in penury. What's his name? Honorable Folonshaw, the former one chairman, died just 2 days back. He died ignobly. Nobody remembered him again. These are the people that canvassed, that sold Tinubu as a person, that sold the party. Now there is no way to reward. A lot of them are growing old, they are dying. Add 20 years to your age, 1999, and look at what you have. So we are running into deep water. They have to do something fast. Develop the Iju stroke Ifako axis. We should have a mixture. You know, Ajuo is part and parcel of us. Yes. You can't link Ajuo from in the same word. What if? Yes. So you can't cross from Olowo side to Ajuo. You can't cross from Olowo to Ogundimu.
The road is something else.
There's no road. No road. The network of those roads, I knew I fought when Aregbe was still the commissioner for works. I canvassed, I lobbied, I did everything. They awarded our contract of all the Akute road with networks of road to link Ogundimu. Then the man died, and that contract was not awarded. You understand what I'm saying? And ever since, the local government has been suffering. We've been crying. There is a major link road around Noble Junction. I've been complaining consistently for the past 8-10 years. That is the road that the community was using before you said you are coming to do their road. Now you came to do their road. You now condemn that road. You condemn everybody living on that road. Go there now, you see the roads. Ministry of Environment has been there more than 5 times. I don't know what they are doing.
For sightseeing?
Yeah, it's just about 400 meters road.
Okay.
I discussed it with the current deputy governor when he was commissioner for works, but it was at the twilight of the BRF era. He promised he would do it along the line. Nothing happened. So I'm hoping they will really call people from the local government who can sit down and see what development needs we really need in that area. I mean, because most of the people in the community, they are getting hostile. They are getting ready to turn to the opposition. So you don't call us if we don't deliver. Because since we've been delivering for the past 20 years, you've refused.
All right.
Thank you.
We are speaking with our Honorable Prince Gboyega Salvador-Adebayo. Like I said here on this program, the Honorable, I will proceed on this brief break, and when we return, we're just having 2 questions to ask the Honorable, and then we wrap up this program. Stay with us.
Appreciation.
To God be the glory, great things he has done. Èyí ni láti kí olórí wa, ọ̀gá wa.
Femi Falana's son, to discuss too. I've made several efforts to see what we can do, because the way they are collecting the tax now is crude. Like boys are on the road selling tickets to, so there have been series of injuries, deliberate accidents. The drivers, because they don't want to pay just 300 naira, they are ready to kill. I've had series of issues taking staff to General Hospital because it was knocked down because the driver wants to escape.
300 naira.
Yeah, we've had a policeman, his leg was broken. We had to start running up and down because they don't want to pay and they are not ready to be accosted. So I've been ruminating. I'm a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Taxation. I know the current trend. So I've made an effort to walk into the port. But the law says we should not collect in the port. That portion I need to remove.
Okay.
So the law should allow me to collect in the port. Because if I'm not in the port and on the same debit note with customs and MPA, for God's sake, there will be too many leakages. The level of collection now is now up to 20%. A lot of leakages are going on. So, because I'm still waiting for the law to be reviewed, still waiting, the amount we are charging is too low. Even the people paying are saying, why 300 naira? It's ridiculous. I mean, since 10 years ago, they should have reviewed the fees. A lot of goods are coming in through NACO. So why are we not collecting there? But because you said ports,
okay,
NACO will say no. You're supposed to be at a proper.
Okay.
So we can't collect. It's leakage. A lot of vehicles have been driven into Lagos, bought from outside Lagos. We're supposed to collect. Are we not? Because if you are collecting from vehicles coming out of the port, what of the ones coming into? So in those areas we are saying, let us review this law.
All right, sir.
and see what we can do to improve. Now, in terms of collection too, while waiting for the Ministry of Finance to recommend to His Excellency and the Excellency sending it to the House of Assembly, Assembly will have to do public sitting as well. While waiting for that, I said, we can't keep on watching these leakages. So, we made other efforts. We've pushed across to discuss with the union. So, the Maritime Union have entered into a soft agreement with them to assist us in the collection process. So, effectively from January, I hope we'll be able to improve on our collection.
Thank you. If we were to stay all day to speak with the Honorable, of course, there is enough to talk about. But at this point, I will only ask him to speak to us concerning 2020, you know, as a stakeholder of this community and this local government.
Well, I will expect this government, because I'm part and parcel of this government, I expect us to do fantastically better. I don't want anybody to rate us with whatever has happened this year. This is an election year. They took up with an empty coffer. They made an empty coffer. What they've done so far is even fantastic. I'm surprised. I don't know how they were able to do it. But going forward, the people should expect better services. The state will render more service, and I believe the development, especially in Ifako Ijaiye, will be tremendous.
All right, sir.
Yes.
I really want to thank you for creating time to speak with us on some of the issues that was raised before you today. Viewers, that is the much we can take with the Honorable Prince Gboyega Salvador-Adebayo. He happens to be the chairman, Wharf Landing Fee Collection Authority. Of course, we will do all we could to bring this program to you in the next 2 days in our own Inet MTV, on YouTube, and also on Facebook, another platform that will be shown on the screen. Of course, do everything to join us to take a bite of what is Honorable have said concerning some of these sundry issues. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Stay blessed.